In the wealthy kingdom of Ogwashi, where golden walls towered and the drums of royalty echoed through the hills, young Prince Ekene, burdened by the weight of power and a crown he did not desire, longed for freedom beyond the palace gates, and on the morning of the grand New Yam festival, he disguised himself in a dusty wrapper and slipped away from the glittering court, wandering into the vibrant village square where music danced in the air and barefoot children laughed under the shade of an tree, and it was there, amidst the hum of life, that his eyes fell upon a girl named Amara, poor, barefoot, wrapped in a faded cloth, yet moving with the grace of queens as she helped a blind old woman and shared her last cup of water with a child, so much so that Ekene, drawn to her spirit more than her looks, approached and spoke with her, sharing laughter and stories under the sun without revealing his royal blood, and as the day melted into dusk and he returned to the palace with dust on his feet and warmth in his chest, his father roared in fury over his absence, but Ekene said nothing, for his heart had already begun to beat not for the kingdom of gold, but for a girl who walked the earth with no shoes and a soul full of fire. Though the sun had long set on the bustle of the village market day, where traders shouted prices, goats bleated by woven baskets, and smoke from roasted groundnuts curled into the air, Prince Ekene could not forget the barefoot girl with the steady hands and the unbothered grace who sold peeled cassava beside an old blind woman, and so, each evening as twilight wrapped the kingdom in shadow, he shed his royal garments and walked the dusty path into the village disguised as a commoner, no guards, no horses, only a worn wrapper and borrowed slippers, just to find her, Amara, whose name he had learned from the playful voice of her younger brother, and they would sit together under the tall udala tree near the outskirts, sharing pieces of roasted corn and stories beneath the rustling leaves, where she told him of a life filled with hardship but never lacking purpose, and he, carefully, without titles or shields, told her stories from the other side, without ever revealing that he was the Crown Prince of Ogwashi, though Amara, with her sharp eyes and sharper instincts, began to suspect that no ordinary boy had calloused hands that soft or questions that deep, yet she said nothing, letting him be simply Ekene, the thoughtful boy who looked at her like she was made of meaning, not rags, until whispers began to trickle through the palace walls and into the ears of suspicious guards who noticed their prince sneaking out with dust on his feet and a bracelet made of cowries tied to his wrist. And soon King Obialo summoned him to the great throne hall, furious and unrelenting, demanding to know why the heir to a vast kingdom would stoop to mingle with a barefoot village girl who sold cassava in the mud, to which Ekene, heart-pounding but voice calm, replied that in Amara's eyes he found more nobility than in the entire royal court, and though the king